Hello crafters, this is Gareth from G's Creations and welcome to today's video. Many of you have messaged me, emailed me, asked me to do a tutorial on the kind of distressed vintage application that I do with these Fernley Designs MDF pieces. These are the crates that they sell. Now the crates come in two sizes. You have the large and you have the small. And just so you guys know, these small ones fit perfectly inside these crates, and you can get 4 in there, so they would make a really neat desk organizer. You could put drill a hole in and put a brad or a split pin in as a handle, and they've got almost like little drawers, so they fit really neatly inside. So as you can see, I've done the 2 small ones, I've done the larger crates. I also done it on this box here, and it gives it a really good vintage look. I mean, that would make a gorgeous present for someone as like a desk organizer. I really like that. So we're going to do that. You're going to do that with me. We're going to do it on an ATC as well, because I really want to see how it turns out on an ATC and see if I can do some sort of ATC creation with it. So I'm going to do it on these pieces and on the ATC, and then we'll let it dry, and then we'll go to the next stage. So what I use is my white gesso. So I'm just going to put some white gesso onto this piece of plastic. Now this piece of plastic is just a piece of plastic that cards come in, greeting cards. So I'm just going to put some of this white gesso on here. Probably too much. And I'm going to get my little water spray bottle, which I stock in my store. This is the 30ml one, I think. I'm just going to water it down, give it a good watering down, give it a good stir, good mix. I've done this so it wouldn't make any mess on my work surface, and I've made mess anyway. Oh well, that's crafting for you. Anyway, back to this. And literally all I do is I get my dabber, and I'm not specific in where I put it. I have it lighter in some areas, darker in some areas, and I just paint willy-nilly, as I like to say, the MDF pieces. So there's no rhyme or reason where you would place the paint. You just put it wherever you want. As you can see, there's places that are painted and places that aren't painted. You can put as much or as little on as you like. I'm going to do this ATC as well. I want to see if it works on this slightly darker wood. I think it will. I'm only going to do one side of the ATC. I'm going to let this paint dry, and then we will come straight back. Okay, now that's dry, I'm going to use the walnut stain distress ink from Tim Holtz, and I'm going to use this really old dabber. As you can see, it's almost coming apart. I'm going to put it into the and I'm going to, again, in places wherever you want to put it, you can overlap it onto the white. You can drag it across. You can just do it on the edges. You also let some of the natural colour of the MDF wood shine through. Okay, that's that done. Now, using Arlene's tacky glue, I'm going to now put it together with you on camera. Here are the other pieces that I've already done. So with this particular, with the large kit, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the large pieces, 2 with the cut out section, and 2 of those. And then you also get these in 2 sizes. You get the slightly wider ones, you get 4 of those, and you get 4 of the smaller ones. And this is what we're going to be working on next. So using my Arlene's tacky glue, I'm going to put some glue on this. Oops. I'm going to mount it onto the larger one, making sure that it's parallel and it meets up. You don't want it to overhang. Put that to one side, let's set. Oops. So I'm going to do this with all 4. Let it dry. And then I will come straight back. Okay, now it's time to build the side parts. And you need to decide which side of each piece you prefer. Now I prefer that side, so that would be my outside. And apply some tacky glue onto the edge of both pieces. And you want to leave a little gap in between, and then place your previously glued pieces on top. Now making sure everything's level and straight. I'm just going to move these out of frame for a second so I can see them. Excuse me if my head's in shot. Okay, and you want to do the same thing with your, because it takes 3 pieces at the bottom, so you need to decide which. I like those 2 sides. I love that on the outside. Oh, that's nice as well. So I'm going to use those 3, and they are going to be the parts that are inside the box. And you want to leave a tiny little gap, like I'm doing here. Let me zoom you in slightly. So I need to leave a little gap, and then I'm going to let these set and dry for a little while, and then we're going to glue these on to each end. So I'm going to let those dry, and then I'll come straight back to you. Okay, before we glue those on, I want to turn these on the side in which will show, and I need to stamp them because it's easier to stamp them when they're at this stage than when they're put together. Now I'm going to make this one slightly more festive, so I'm going to use this large woodblock stamp that I got from the US. It's from Hero Arts. Not sure what store it was bought from. Doesn't say. And I'm going to use StazOn. It's quite important that you use the StazOn on this particular part of the construction. We do use some more of the Distress ink, but on this particular part we're going to use the StazOn. And I'm just going to randomly place the stamp so you get that kind of worn, aged look, and I love that. That looks really nice. And I'm going to do that on the side pieces, so I need to decide on which ones I want facing me. Okay, I want that facing me. Let me just move these out of the way. And again, I'm going to do the same thing. At this stage I'll probably do the bottom bit here. And there's no right or wrong way in which you have your pieces, because it's all distressed anyway. give that a quick wipe over with a baby wipe. I know it stays on and then most of it won't come off. If I can get some off, that's better than none. Excuse the sound. Just dry that quickly. I need to renew my black stays on. I need to put that on my list because I'm running short. Right, let me put those to one side. Okay, turning these back over and having the little gap in between, I now need to place some of the Arlene's glue on the base of this structure. And I need to line it up. Now it only has to be a smidgen of a gap in between, because these overhang, so they fill the gap that you've created on either side. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Make sure that I've got the bottom and not the top. Hope you can see all this quite well. Yep. Now this needs to sit for a little while and dry. So I'm going to leave this to sit for a good 10 or 15 minutes. And then we'll come back and put the sides on. Okay, now it comes to the side portions. I'm again going to put some tacky glue on the edge of each. Make sure I've got the right pieces. That's actually the top piece, going by the stamp design. So again, I'm going to let that sit and dry, and when I come back I'll have the other side done also. But just to... Okay guys, I do apologise, my battery died on my camera and I didn't realise. 1,000 apologies. All I've done is I've finished gluing it all together and I've given it a coat of Mod Podge both inside and outside. And what I'm going to do now is, using the walnut stain from Tim Holtz, I'm literally just going to rub over all over, particularly on the edges, and that gives it more of a distressed look. While I was waiting for my battery to charge, I was watching Cinnamon Cooney's latest Periscope. She's doing a beautiful painting. It was really nice. I'm really looking forward to going back and seeing the end result, because it looked kind of like a winterscape, so it's really nice. And one of the other things I was doing when I didn't realise the camera had died was I was finishing off the ATC. Now I coated the ATC base with the same snowflake, but I used my blazing red stays on, and that's the blazing red, and then I covered it with Mod Podge like I did this, and then I used the red. I used these glitters which were sent to me by a friend and subscriber, and these are the Mica Delights, and I used the red, and it is called Ruby. So I put a layer of Mod Podge on, then I sprinkled the glitter on, and then I put another layer of Mod Podge, waited for that to dry, and then, like I've just done with the crate, I then went around the edges and just used the walnut stain, and then I decorated it with a few bits and pieces for a Christmas ATC, because I've got a few swaps coming up that I need to get started on my ATC, so I've done that as well. So just to recap, to get this kind of look, you will need, I use a walnut stain distress ink, Mod Podge, watered down white gesso, And that's pretty much it. Paintbrush, you glue to get it all together, and as you can see, each of them are all very individual, but they all get the same kind of look, and it even works on the ATCs. So I'm definitely going to be doing this is definitely going to be one of the ATCs that I'm doing in the swap. So if you're watching Donna, Clark and James and Katie, I can't remember your surname, Katie, this will be going to one of you, or in fact you'll probably both get one, because I'm going to do some more, and also for the swap that I'm in my group as well. As with all my videos, all the links to my social media are below. That's my Facebook, my groups, my store, G's Metal Embellishment Emporium. All those links are below. I'll put a link to Phony Designs, which is where I've got all these MDF wood pieces, the box, the large crate, the small crate, and the ATC bases. The ATC bases are also stocked in my store. So thank you again for watching. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate and leave me a message below, and I'll happily answer it for you. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again very soon. Take care now.